I failed so many times. People probably know that I'm applying jobs for so many jobs, over 30 jobs, all rejected, not even got a chance. 24 of us interviewed for a KFC job. 23 accepted. I was the only guy rejected. 6 people went for looking for a police job. 5 accepted. I was the only one. My cousin and I applied job as a server in a 4-star hotel in my city. We waited a long queue for 2 hours. He was accepted. I was rejected. So my mother looked at me, but I know this is a training course for me. Before my 30 years old, I'm a failure. People lose, but I never give up. I think there is an opportunity there. Great entrepreneurs should not have money. If you have money in your mind, this is US dollars, this is RMB, and you're talking like English pounds. Nobody will work with like. If you have a good dream, if you have a plan to making progress, things will happen. Supporting entrepreneurs is always my dream because I know how tough it is to be an entrepreneur. It is difficult. I never cry. I said, I only make my competitors cry. And this is what I tell every day to myself. Today is difficult. Tomorrow is much more difficult. But the day of tomorrow is beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. Even today, as my size, for our company's size, I still believe today is very difficult. I have more problems than anybody here can imagine. You say, now you are big. You make billions of dollars every quarter. I have much more problems than you have. Much more headache than you have. If you want to be successful, learn from the other people's mistakes. Don't learn from the successful stories. Successful stories they make, don't listen to that. There are a lot of reasons behind it. Just like I remember the first time Harvard Business School came to us, say, Jack, we want to write a case study for you. Yes, years 2001 or 2000. They came, they spent 1 week and they write a report and I read, I said, this is not me. And they said, this is you. I said, no, this is not us. He said, this is you. So they make up his sign and the case study go up and they start to teach in a lot of universities. The next 5 years, they invited me to go to the case study. And they always find a competitor of my company. And after every case study, Alibaba will die, that company will succeed. All the students agree. And actually, every 5 years, all the competitors die, we still survive. So how can you study this kind of a successful story? Learn from the mistakes, the other people. No matter how smart you are, you will encounter these mistakes. You learn from mistakes not because you will be able to avoid mistakes. You will able to, when these mistakes come, this suffer comes, you know how to deal with it, how to face it. The book I want to write, if I can, is Alibaba 1001 Mistakes. This is the most treasurable things that in my life. In my life, it's not how much we achieved. It's how much we gone through the tough days and mistakes. And this is what, if you start to think now, it'll be good. So if you ask me when I was a boy, I never thought about that. Never. Right? So this is what I think. And when you're an entrepreneur, get used to failure. Today, say Alibaba, you succeed. Well, our company won't last 102 years. Why 102 years? Because every target, every goal we give to our team should be very accurate. We were born in 1999. Last century, we had 1 year. We want to spend 100 years and plus 1 year, 102, cross 3 centuries. So very accurate. We never see we are successful because we are only 19 years old. There's 83 years to go. So we will never see we're successful. We just survived 19 years. We are lucky. But in the past 19 years, we have made thousands of mistakes. As an entrepreneur, don't learn from other people how they succeed. Learn from how these people fail. Because a lot of MBA schools, they teach you successful case studies. When you read too many successful, you think you can be successful. No! There are a lot of things that you don't know. Because, some business school came to Alibaba, write case studies. They say, no, this is Alibaba. And I say, no, this is not Alibaba. They wanted me to sign after 1 week study. They say, this is case study Alibaba A. I say, no, this is not me. They say, Jack, you don't know you. And I say, all right, I sign. And next 5 years, every year there is a case study in Tsinghua University. I was invited to sitting at the back, listen to the MBA schools talk, learning about our case study. And they always put a competitor. Competitor in Alibaba who will succeed. For 5 years, they always agree Alibaba will die, the competitor will win. But 5 years, all the competitors died. So how can you learn from the case study like that? Learn from the mistakes. Because most of the companies I talk to, entrepreneurs, most of the mistakes they made are the same. Most of the success reasons, you don't know. They're different reasons. So when you learn from the mistakes, not because you want to avoid the mistakes, because when you see the mistakes, when you have these kind of problems, you know how to face it. An entrepreneur have a strong heart towards the difficulties, the mistakes, the troubles, the failures, but should be a warm and soft heart to your colleagues and to the customers. And I think one of the things I want to share with the values, the 6 values, among the 2 values, very unique in Alibaba, which I think the whole world should think about. We put customer number 1, employee number 2, shareholder number 3. I think the last advice is I give to myself and give to you is that last century, the bigger the better. This century, the good the better. Do the business, not because the size, it is not necessary, the big size you are, the more profit you are.
You really believe that?
I believe that.
There's a different ethic of business.
We got a Fortune 500 companies, you judge because of the size. How many of them are really happy? How many of them have profit? No. Small companies, they're very profitable. They're very happy. They can spend time with the wife and the husband and kids traveling around. And
it's harder, the people at eBay or the people at Alibaba?
sometimes you have not only have to work hard, you have to work smart.
Mm-hmm. So would you say you work smarter than eBay? I'd have to say yes, right?
Well, so far.
Yeah, so far. Okay.
Because I think, we are pretty lucky people. And people say, you work very hard. True, in this world, there's so many people work very hard. But they're not that. I told my team when we IPO'd, I asked a lot of people sitting there, I say, all of you guys, most of you guys millionaires and so rich. But 15 years ago, who are we? It's so difficult for us to hire people 15 years ago. People who are not that bad. I said, people can still walk on the street. We hire them. Because nobody believes internet. And they join the company. Those people who believe they're smart, they were headhunted to the other company. They set up their own company. Those people, nobody go to headhunting them. They stayed. Today they become successful. Very key reasons, we insist, we persist, we never give up. Okay. We believe the dreams together. And also I encourage all the entrepreneurs, if you want to start a business, don't think you will be successful next month or next year. Think about at least 5 years. Because if something can be successful next month, why you? You have a rich father, you don't have to be a startup. Right? And by the way, don't be discouraged because you have a poor diploma or, graduate from a poor university or low education. Don't worry about that. If you graduate from MIT, Harvard, you will never be an entrepreneur. Right? They can only be the white-collar guys. So, as an entrepreneur, you should have what is the strategy for entrepreneurs? Strategy is time, 10 years. You compete with the other people, the vision. The world will be there, what kind of customers they need, how we can build it up. If you prepare for 5 years and 10 years, if you have a good team, and always do before the government do. If you're waiting for government, you have no chance. Right? When government say, there is opportunity there, go that direction. Because it will be too crowded there. Right? This is always... So as an entrepreneur, always ask yourself 3 questions. What do you have? What do you want? And what will you give up? What do you have? We have nothing. Right? The only things we have dream, we believe, we have a team. And I believe we have the time to work hard. And what do you want? And what do you want? You have to ask what the customer want. What's the problem of the society? What's the problem of your customers? And what your team want. Think about what do you have, we want, and what we give up. If you don't want to give up everything, you will get nothing. A lot of business people, they never learn to focus. If you're a startup, learn to be focused on one thing, right? Because learn to be focused just like there are 9 rabbits on the ground. If you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. If you want to catch this one, finally you get nothing. Don't try to be the best. Be the first. Be the first to change. Be the first to take the challenge. Be the first one to overcome the difficulties. Because the best person, there's only one Olympic champion. I don't think I'm lucky enough to be that. But I can always try the new things and don't give up. I believe it because you are so unique. Everybody is unique. Be yourself is always the key. This world today is full of challenges and opportunities. 2,000 years ago, full of challenges and opportunities. And I'm sure 2,000 years later, full of challenges and opportunities. There's always, it depends on how you look at it. Somebody look at this challenge as opportunity. Young people always say there's no opportunity. I complain a lot when I was young because I think Bill Gates took all the opportunities for the Microsoft and Steve Jobs, all these guys. There's no job, there's no great big stuff left for us. But I think opportunity always lies in the challenges, always lies in the complaints. If you can solve the challenge, you will be successful. The big challenge you solve, the big problem, the big opportunity you have.
What kinds of business ideas have you said no to?
I'm saying no to a lot of ideas because as a CEO, I have to say no to opportunities. Because if I say yes, I probably get 5,000 opportunities every day. But whether yes or no, everything based on the mission that will helping doing business easier. If it's on that, we'll consider. If somebody come and say, you don't have this deal, will make a lot of money, I'm not interested.
We have a secret code for Alibaba success. Just like Open Sesame is the secret code for Alibaba, the secret code for everybody is keep your dream alive because it might come true someday. This is what the secret code is.
Yeah, I think entrepreneurs are the most important element to promote, to develop a society. And I think entrepreneurships are the very constructive points and elements of the society. In Africa, I think we need 3 E's. E-government, make the government transparent. Entrepreneurs, make them the heroes. Education, make the people know what they want and what they don't want. And as an entrepreneur in Africa, I went to Africa 4 years ago. Before I went there, I think I know a lot about Africa. When I arrived there, I was surprised. I know so little about Africa. And I promised myself, in 10 years, I will visit every country in Africa. So
I visit 5 countries at least every trip to Africa in the past 4 years. And I think what I can do is to empower the young people, young entrepreneurs. I went to Kenya and met some of the young entrepreneurs. They are so smart. They are so good, much smart than Jack Ma in 1999. They all have mobile phones. The thing is, the entrepreneurs in Africa are so different from entrepreneurs in most of the other countries. Most entrepreneurs in the other countries, they do entrepreneur, they want to go IPO. These people, they want to change Africa. They want to change their lives. And when I was starting my business, nobody helped us. Very few people. Today, I think I have the capability. I have the money. I have the resources. And I want to go there, empower the entrepreneurs. If we can be able to discover and help more Jack Ma's, more Bill Gates, more Warren Buffett's, more Steve's, Africa will be different. That's what I think. It's my great honor to be there and do something. May not be successful, but at least we try. So that's what I want to go.
One of the things that's so fascinating to me is that Amazon and Jeff Bezos have pursued what might be described as a very asset-heavy business model. They're buying airplanes. They want to own the entire supply chain from beginning to end. And Alibaba has effectively an asset-light business. It is very much, in terms of the retail piece of this, the opposite. You don't want to own the warehouses. You don't want to own the logistics companies. How do you think about that? Is Jeff Bezos right, or are you right? And is there going to be a meeting in the middle?
I hope both are right. And because the world can never have one model. If the world has only one correct model, the world is too boring. Right? We need to have all kinds of models. And the people who do the model should believe in the model. And I believe what I do. Right? The difference between Amazon and us. Amazon is more like an empire. Everything they should control themselves, buy and sell. And our philosophy is that we want to be an ecosystem. Our philosophy is to empower others to sell, empower others to service, making sure the other people are more powerful than us. Making sure with our technology, our innovation, our partners, our 10 million small business sellers, they can compete with Microsoft, IBM. Our philosophy is that we think using internet technology, we can make every company become Amazon. Remember one thing, today for our sales, our GMV last year is more than 550 billion US dollars. To hire people deliver for us, we need 5 million people. So how can we hire 5 million people deliver things for us to deliver the things we sold? The only way we do is empower the service company, logistics companies, making sure they are efficient, making sure that they make the money, and making sure that they can